YouTube. My name is Michael Miller and welcome to Miller's Woods Woodworking. I am a woodworker and maker who likes to do a variety of different woodworking and wood turning projects, as well as mixing in some metalworking and some fun, interesting, just off the wall stuff sometimes. So also mill my own lumber and try to use as much of that as I can in my projects so that we can really keep the cost down. So hope you stick around and see what it is that I can do. My idea for this channel was not necessarily to do how-to videos, but I do intend to do how I do videos. So hope you enjoy what I have to show you, and let's have some fun. I tried to figure out for a long time how I wanted to start my channel, and I was all worried about, you know, what it might look like. I start the channel. My shop is a complete disaster right now. Wow, do I need to do some cleaning? Some of the upcoming projects that I have thought of that I may be able to do videos on, though, have a lot to do with the cleaning and organization that I've done lately. So I just decided that I don't worry about cleaning the shop. I'm going to show you this disaster of an area right now, and then we're going to go ahead and have some videos later on about what I've done to make the improvements. So let's go ahead and have a look around. Starting at the back of the shop here, we have my lathe. It's a Grizzly. I'm not sure exactly what the model number is on it right now, but it's got a 16-inch swing on it, and yes, I can turn that headstock sideways so that I can turn an even larger bowl than that, which is one of the projects that I have coming up, is a very large mulberry bowl that I plan on doing, which I'm going to try that for the first time. Above it is just a very poorly designed little shelf that most of the supplies get kept on, and a tool rack that I actually kind of like. Projects coming up here are going to be an improvement on storage behind the lathe and underneath the lathe. I decided that I'm not going to need open space under the lathe, and I'm going to somehow install that little cabinet there and create some better storage. Moving down the side, I have the workbench along that back wall, which is where I do most of my sanding and finishing. My 14-inch bandsaw right here is a Rikon. And behind that, if you can see it, is my rigid oscillating belt sander and spindle sander. Then moving down this wall, I have my planer and my chop saw. I'm going to be building a new stand for the planer. I'm thinking going to be a flip top stand of some kind. Haven't quite figured out what I want to do with that yet, but I have the grinder for my turning tools that I need to do something with. Then this big wall here is going to get cleared off. I'm going to move the clamps off of there. And one of my first videos is going to be, if you see this bucket that I got hung right here, is hung by a French cleat. I have a whole bunch of those little square buckets, and I'm going to end up making that entire wall a French cleat system, mostly for those buckets. They're going to hang off of there for a lot of the storage that I have. Have my lumber storage rack here next to the chop saw. Also going to improve the storage underneath there at some point. I believe I want some either doors on there or maybe a rolling cart for the short offcuts, as well as an improvement to the chop saw extension wing that I have built into it, and a better fence system. I want to be able to incorporate some stops at some point. Then as we come around this side, what's probably going to be the biggest recent change here is going to be this bench here, which is all steel working bench. I have a welder there, and I got some concrete board on top of it so I can do some of my welding projects in that corner. This is going to be moving outside of the shop to an area that I have just outside, so that I can open up some more storage space and some more bench space. I'm thinking that the bandsaw on its mobile base is going to get put over here when I'm not using it. And then over here we have a drill press and some clamp storage, along with the screws and boxes of screws, and some more of my excess lumber leaning up there in front of that window. And then hopefully I can get far enough back here and you can see my rigid table saw on its mobile base. I'm going to be building an outfeed wing with a router table in it for this. I'm going to try to build a router lift. I haven't quite decided what design I want for it. A couple of my routers sitting on my workbench slash assembly table on the other side, and if you can see from this angle here, and this angle here is probably the best one to see just exactly how much of a disaster this shop is right now. And here we go. This is going to be the area where the wood storage building that I'm building is going to be. It's going to be about 2.5 feet deep and 5 foot tall with a lean-to roof. Some materials that I've salvaged. Here's some of the pallets that I'm going to be using is the flooring. And back here we have all the salvaged tin that I'm going to be using for the roof. And that's where I'm going to be stacking most of the lumber that I mill in order to let it sit and dry for a couple of years. And the view from the back of my shop. This is the area here where most of the milling operations are going to take place. A little building there where all the lumber is leaning up against is where my dust collector is located. And then all of this mess of wood right here is going to get cut up and prepped for either cut into lumber or into turning planks. And here you can see some materials ready to use, as well as a couple of slabs from the American elm tree that I cut down out front. That is going to go in the lumber storage building for drying. So that's all I have for you on my shop tour today, and I hope the outside shots that I showed you turned out. I kind of got a late start on this video, and the sun started going down on me, so let's hope you can see those good enough, and stay tuned for more.